Hey guys, John here from Luxcore. We're here to do another AMA. We really appreciate the feedback that you guys gave us last time. We're going to be switching things up a little bit just to make things look a little more natural and organic. I have with me on the line Fragile MK. He leads our communications and social strategy. So he'll be kind of moderating all the questions that you guys gave us. And if you just want to give yourself a quick introduction, Fragile.
Sure, yeah. As John said, I'm Fragile MK. I lead the communications and social strategy for Luxcore. I'm the one that's putting out all the new campaigns we have, initiatives on Twitter and Medium and Emit and so on and so forth. And it's part of my job to make sure that the community knows what's going on with our product, and the AMA is part of that. So it's only natural for me to get involved and be the one to help, you know, push this thing along, make it a little more natural, and we really want it to be more of like a conversation, as if you were asking these questions of us. So yeah, hopefully you like this new format, and in that spirit, we'll keep them coming. If you have more pieces of feedback you want to give us, please do. We'll continue to evolve and improve, and do whatever we can to keep things moving in this direction with that open communication and transparency moving forward. So, John, if you're ready to go, I'll go ahead and start with the first question.
Yep, let's do it.
Cool, man. So, the first question is, can you please give us an update regarding the circulating supply for Lux? How many of pre-mined coins are now in circulating supply? CoinMarketCap isn't taking any of the pre-mined coins in circulating supply. I understand if you don't want to release details about what has happened to pre-mined coins, but if you would like to see at least, I would like to see at least how many coins are in circulation. Sorry, I got a little tongue-tied there. You want to go ahead and take this one?
Yeah, sure. So this question has come up in the community a lot ever since we released our blockchain, and we did have a 5% pre-mine. But one thing we want to note is that Lux did not have an ICO, so that 5% pre-mine is purely for development, marketing fees, exchange listings, salaries, and the company founders, things of that nature. So we use that pre-mine in order to keep developing, and so that we can freely keep developing as well too, because without funds, obviously we wouldn't be able to release new products like the POS web wallet. And yeah, so this 5% pre-mine, this is for the entirety of the project and how long the blockchain lasts. It's not something that we're gonna have an ICO or something out of nowhere or take any other coins. That's it. So it does help us out a lot, and yeah, I think it's something necessary that we had to do.
Sure. And I mean, just to chime in also on that, something to note is, unlike ICOs with the funding, we also launched a mainnet with a product already.
Exactly.
Like we've got a lot going, and we have products that are launched and in development. So it's more than just an idea. We're actually bringing stuff to market. So awesome. So that's really cool. Just a personal question of mine, and I think some people might feel the same way and want to know, but it's good to shine light on the pre-mine and the history and what our plans are for it. But can you talk about how we're currently doing on spend, maybe a little bit about our financials?
Right. So like you said, I can't go into specifics, but yeah, we do document every spend that we've done from our pre-mine. So everything is documented. Don't worry about that. And I think one important thing to note is that we don't actually sell our funds preemptively, but rather we sell it when we need it on a need by need basis. So I think that's pretty important because we don't want to be putting, just like us, like you guys, we don't want to be putting coins out there into circulation for our pre-mine. So we'd like to hold it as long as possible too. So only when we actually need it. And also what you were asking about, how much percentage have we used maybe? I would say around 30 to 40%, and that's actually a lot less than what we foresaw. So I think that's actually a pretty good turnout for, from what we expected.
Awesome. So, that shines a lot of light on there. And if you have any follow-ups, community, please let us know. But let's move on to the next question. So, according to McAfee, the DEX is the most exciting, crucial, critical piece of development Lux can bring out. The quote-unquote common folks do not understand a DEX or its benefits, disadvantages, like liquidity. Having a nice GUI will help users, But if Lux wants a DEX to succeed, I think more efforts will be needed. What will you do to promote the DEX, educate users, and onboard those less technical?
Right. So the first point, I completely agree with John McAfee that the DEX is a very integral part of blockchain and cryptocurrency itself. The main purpose cryptocurrency was created was for decentralization, right? And a DEX is it further improves decentralization from central exchanges, like Binance or whatnot. But yeah, we I think it's important that people like common folks, yeah, it is a little more difficult to use. So we need to educate our users. We need to educate just people in general on how to use a DEX and things that we're going to be doing in the future, video tutorials, guides. We'll have influencers reach out to people just to gain more exposure on how to educate them. And we have our Lux Academy, and I'm sure you know that pretty well, Fragile, because you lead that effort. And yeah, we'll be using all sorts of these resources to educate our users.
Yeah, that's a big focus. Just to again kind of chime in on that, like in addition to the academy, there's a lot of other stuff that we're working on to educate people overall on the space. So it's not just about our project, but it's about what's special about our project in the space.
Yep.
We've even just a little kind of sneak peek have some stuff that we're working on where we're going to be showing security tips, stuff about just how to keep yourself secure, and we think that's very important. We want our community to stay safe out there in this kind of wild west that we're working through right now.
Exactly.
Cool, man. Well, let's move on. Here's another good one. So, as we all know, Bitcoin Cash is a hard fork of Bitcoin, with one of the main reasons that Bitcoin Core thought hard forking Bitcoin was too risky. Luxcore doesn't exactly have a track record of pulling off hard forks without running into some issues. How will Luxcore regain its trust to pull off hard forks in the future when the coin is much more widely used?
Good question. That hard fork that we went through, it was probably one of the most chaotic times for, not only our developers, but for community managers, for, the whole team, because there was a lot of things that needed to be done that had to be well executed, but at the same time, we needed to make sure that it was a smooth transition into a working blockchain. That was the hardest part, honestly. And we want to keep our deadlines, and I think that was a big part of why we kept trying to get a perfect blockchain right away because we wanted to hit those deadlines. But I think in the future, the most important thing for us would be to be transparent with you guys, the community, and have something like what Ledger does. So Ledger, they actually have a public Trello, a project management site where they show all their users, all their clients or whatnot, um, what their progress is on that project. So something like that could probably help, and have our and gain more transparency to our users.
And in addition to that, I would say for anyone who's not currently on it, join our Discord, join our Telegram. Especially in Discord, you'll see the GitHub commits. You'll see the devs working 24 hours a day on updates and making sure that we're putting everything we have into our product. So and also in addition to that, ask questions. I mean, we want to keep lines of communication open. That doesn't always have to be us towards you. If you have questions and come to us, I mean, that's what this AMA is. So we're happy to keep that communication open and let you know how things are going with the project. So the next question, I believe in the past I've heard you refer to Luxcoin as a commodity. The CFTC has worked towards classifying cryptocurrencies as commodities, but the SEC is making efforts to classify them as securities. I'd think they could be both on a case-by-case basis, but within this regulatory climate, how do you currently classify Luxcoin? How would you defend your position in regards to how you classify them, or does it end up being malleable when working with different jurisdictions? This is right up your alley, John, so have fun with it.
Right, I was just gonna say that that's right up my alley, and I think the first thing to point out is that Bitcoin and Ethereum, we just recently found out, were accepted as commodities because of the fact that they're so decentralized. Just segueing off of that, we did hire lawyers, top 100 law firm in New York City, and I'm closely working with one of the partners there. So we have gained progress on trying to figure out what we're going to be classified as, and it's back and forth between us and the law firm, between documentation and all of these things that they need. And once we get everything sorted out, they'll talk with the SEC, and hopefully we'll get an answer on whether we're a commodity or security. But until then, we can't really say what we are. But I'm hoping that we're leading towards a commodity. But like I said, we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, it's so the answer to this question is, we obviously have our mindset on where we would like to lean,
Hmm.
but we are taking the right steps to get it right, to do right, I guess, by the laws that are out there. So as soon as we know more and as soon as we're able to share information, we absolutely will.
Yep.
Um, Next question. So, will Luxgate require identity verification, and will the POS web wallet always be free for Luxcoin holders? Or is there a plan to charge a monthly maintenance fee in the future?
Yeah, so this is an easy one. There will never be a Lux holders maintenance fee. And the reason is because all of the monthly charges, that we incur from this is going to be offset by when the clients start paying for a subscription base, or however we're going to be marketing our product.
Okay, cool. And I think that, actually we haven't really discussed too much, or at least you and I, John, but I think the answer to the will Luxgate require identity verification, we might have to get back to you guys on.
Yeah.
Or unless, John, do you know anything about that?
Unfortunately, not yet. But
We can follow up.
yeah, we can follow up on that.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Last question. And this one, it's weird. I've never seen this question before. It's brand new to me. I don't know how we're going to really address it, but yeah, here we go. When will Lux become televised? Not a precise date, but a month estimate. And when will the Tier 1 exchange happen since it was promised since 6 months ago?
All right, so for the televised event, we know we announced it and promised it a while back, and we actually did finish everything. We finished producing it, and creating the segment, but due to the reorg, we have to reshoot it, and that might take another month or two. So just I guess be on the lookout for that. And as far as the T1 exchange, obviously I'm not at liberty to say anything, but we are in communications with a few of the exchanges, not necessarily T1 obviously, but um, yeah, until then I can't really say anything until we get listed. So, I can assure you though that we are talking to them.
Yeah, I mean, there's conversations going on, all over the place when it comes to that stuff. But
Hmm.
just for people to understand, and I know we might have mentioned this before, but it really is important for us to get the point across that when it comes to exchanges, it's really out of our hands. There's only so much we can do. So, in addition to everything that we're doing from a communication standpoint and transparency and letting you guys, somewhat behind the curtain, we will absolutely let you know as things go. But there are certain times where we have A, no control, and B, we have nothing to update on. So please hang in there, and we'll let you know if you have the question, if you have it burning inside that you want to ask again, and we'll let you know where we're at. But you know just know that it will be honest. That's the last question of the AMA. So we are going to close it up now. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. We really appreciate you taking the time to A, ask the questions, and B, come back for the answers. If you have any feedback or ideas on how you'd like us to change things up or suggestions, please let us know. And John, is there anything else you want to add?
So just like Fragile said, thank you guys for continually asking these questions. Keep them coming, obviously, and thanks for tuning in. Thanks, guys.